And welcome to another edition of Keeping It Honest. I'm your host, Daryl Dukes. Now, a few weeks ago, if we all remember, the leader of the NRA spoke out, give or take a couple of days, after the unfortunate shooting that killed 20 school children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Basically, the NRA, one of the, I want to say, talking points that the leader of the NRA put out there that the only thing could stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Wrong choice of words, Mr. NRA president, whose name I cannot think of the top of my head. But anywho, that's besides the point. If you want to put more guns in schools, go right ahead. But the people who has the set of skills and could take the gun away from that cop, that will do it in for him. Let's just keep it honest here. Who the gun control? Gun control here in the U.S. is demonizing. Look at you. Anybody could obtain a gun. Anybody. No matter if you're like me, a 19-year-old, or somebody who's old enough to be, I don't know, say Peter Jennings, God bless his soul. The point of the matter is this. No matter what we try to do, no matter what we try to say, people will always try to get a gun, and mostly, a good majority of the American public probably have a gun in their household, but don't want to admit that they have a gun. Yes, I know that's understandable, but this is how I see it. If you remember, there was this guy who wanted to get Piers Morgan deported. The guy, again, I cannot remember his name, and he went after everybody from the Young Turks, the Piers Morgan, trying to get him deported, and Glenn Beck. Now, no, let me go down those three individually. One, the Young Turks. Nobody don't mess with the Young Turks. I'm sorry, you mess with the Young Turks, you're going to hear it from Cenk Uygur. Piers Morgan. I understand he's not an American citizen. He's a Brit, and we have even though we don't get our independence from them, he has a say so in this. And Glenn Beck, the lunatic, not Glenn Beck, the guy who tried to call out Glenn Beck. You ought to be a lunatic because Glenn Beck has all this knowledge and power and a way to break down information that even I can't even do. So, that's what that. And plus, in the span of that press conference until I believe the interview with David Gregory, and sometime after that, NRA had 100,000 new members. So basically, whatever crap the leader of the NRA is preaching, 100,000 people are sure buying that crap because they could care less about what happened to children. They want more bloodshed on their hands? Go right ahead. The first person they would blame, NRA. And I'll be right there with them, with the blamers who blame the NRA for letting more guns into schools. I remember back when I was going to school, we didn't have to deal with this mess. Wait, scratch. Yep, that's right. You didn't have to deal with this match until Columbine, Virginia Tech, and God knows any other shooting that hasn't been reported. This past, I want to say 2 weeks ago, there was a shooting on the West Coast at a high school. So basically, no matter what we do as American citizens, two things are going to happen. The NRA is going to get involved and they're going to brush it off. Or two, more bloodshed is going to happen. And there's not a doggone thing we can do about it. For this edition of Keeping It Honest, I'm Daryl Dukes. Make it a great day, everybody.